Hey, this is David Perdue from the Niche Affiliate Marketing System, Novice to Advanced Marketing System. That's what we're going by these days, Novice to Advanced Marketing System. That is the same acronym, NAMS, N-A-M-S, Novice to Advanced Marketing System. And this is the MyNAMS weekly live training. And every week we do this on Wednesday night. We get a guest expert in, somebody who knows a lot about a specific topic. And when it comes to tonight's topic, you're not going to find somebody who knows any more than Rachel. So this is going to be really good. I have known of Rachel for a long time, Rachel Roffet, and she has been a mutual friend of mine with a lot of folks, especially Nicole Dean and Kelly McCausey and a lot of folks like that who have recommended Rachel for years to me. And I'm really excited that she's coming to the NAMS workshop in August finally. We've been able to make that work. And tonight she's going to talk to us about Kindle, how you can write a profitable Kindle book in 14 days or less. Rachel is an expert in Kindle. So we've already got comments in that says Rachel is the bomb, Linda says. So, welcome, Rachel. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you very much.
So the way this works, I'm going to go on mute in a minute and let you just talk about how you got to be online and introduce yourself a little bit and basically describe what you're going to be doing tonight. And I'll sit on mute and take some notes and answers and follow the questions for you. And if there's anything that we need to jump in with, I'll do that. Does that work?
That sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. Take it away.
Okay, awesome. So, hi everyone. I see some names that I recognize and some that I don't. So it's great to see the old names and to get to know new ones. So I'm Rachel Roffet, as David said, and because how I got started online was back in 2006. Actually, I was working as a retail manager, and I was just doing the whole 60 to 80 hours work every week, and then I was going to school full time. And it's funny, I actually came across one of those ebooks on Craigslist. It's like, make $1 million a minute in your underwear kind of thing. And I just started implementing it. And basically the premise was, if you sell this book as an affiliate, you'll make a commission. And that's what I did. I was spamming Craigslist. So it's not sustainable, not something I'm proud of. But I was making between $500, $800 a day from my very first day. And so it showed me that there was life after retail. And I decided to just take the plunge. And so since June of 2006, which I can't believe it's been 7 years now, I've been full-time internet marketing. Okay, so let's just get started. This webinar is all about how you can write a profitable Kindle book in 14 days or less for $250 or less. And so before we get started, I just want to let you know, I talk fast normally, but I'm usually an early bird. And so by 8 p.m., I know I'm young, but by 8 p.m. I'm usually yawning, and I head to bed around 10. So I drank a lot of coffee to be on this webinar, so I'll probably talk even faster than normal. So please make sure your distractions are closed off. You're giving this your full attention, because I have a ton of content that I've prepared for you so that you can learn a lot. And I really want to make sure that you're able to get everything from this. So first, if you're not into Kindle yet, or you're not sure why you should be, just going to go quickly over what is all this Kindle hubbub about and why it's even a good thing to be in. So why I like it is, first of all, it's something where you can create easy, consistent, passive income month after month. And there's a lot of things that you can do online, like affiliate marketing or launches or whatever, that are basically every month you need to work hard again to create income again. It's kind of feast or famine. With Kindle, you get to create that income every single month by only doing work once. It's also a really great way to get in front of thousands to millions of people quickly. So it's so much easier than having to pay for traffic or learn traffic. The thing is, Amazon is either always going to be #1 or they're going to spend millions of dollars trying. And so they have access to so much traffic that you can tap into. And that traffic, you can generate highly targeted mailing list from it. So this first one here, the 5,812, that's actually one of my Kindle lists that I built just from my book. You can also go through and spread positive messages. So this isn't my book, but I just looked for one that was positive. I have other ones that I have under pen names. But you see, this one has 216 reviews for a book about having the life you want, which is cool. It's nice that you can make such a difference so easily. you can also increase your authority status. So I have some students that come to me that basically want to get more clients from their books. So when you look like a published author, even if you're a self-published author, it just increases your credibility. You can also then have higher speaker fees if you do speaking. You can make more sales from your books if you have the authority of having a book and all that good stuff. You get more respect. You can also make a lot of money when you have a quality book. And I say quality, not the 99-cent or the $2.99 books. I'm going to show you how you can write in this webinar quality books that make you good money that you can charge $9.99 and stuff for. And so you're going to make money on the book royalties, but you're also going to get money on the back end of your book. So you'll learn how you can build a list and then sell products to people and do far better than just the initial sales, which is where a lot of people stop. So how do I know this is, first of all, I have 40 plus books of Kindle on my own. So I've been doing the Kindle thing for a really long time. I love it. I'm still making more books. I've got it down to a system, which I'll tell you about more later, but it's just, I love it. I love having the passive income. I like to travel a lot, and being able to rely on Kindle as a steady source of income is really helpful. I have books that are in libraries all over the world, so I have some in the prestigious MIT University, all the way to Oakland, California. I have books translated in many languages, so this email here is actually from someone who reached out. They wanted to copyright my books in China, which is pretty cool. I have thousands of students that I'm in consistent contact with, so I'm always learning more than I could on my own. People are always telling me different things that they've figured out, and I share with them, so constantly learning tons of things. And then, of course, there's the bottom line, which is I have books that are making up to $3,000 a month, and that's just the initial book, not the back end or anything like that. So I think I'm pretty good at know what I'm talking about, and now it's time for you to have the same. So that's what we're going to go over here. So I look at Kindle like it's a 10-step system. It's a formula. You just follow the steps and then you make money. So if you follow my guidelines, you can't do it wrong, because I'm going to show you exactly, now that I have all these books, exactly what to do well. So I'm going to give you as much as I can in our hour together. I have some really great content for you. And what we're going to cover is you're going to learn how to find Kindle's most profitable hidden gem niches. Some really cool things there. A 30-second litmus test you can use to find out if a book is going to make you money or not. How, if you already have a niche, you can make sure your book is profitable from the get-go. How you can write entire books yourself in less than 3 hours. And again, I'm talking quality books, not these 99-cent books. How you can get books created for free. How to get people from Craigslist falling over themselves to give you content. And then I'm even going to give you, and then advertise your book for you. And then I'm going to give you scripts that you can use too, verbatim scripts, because this is a system. So you copy and paste the scripts, you see success. And then a whole bunch more. So it all adds up to my commitment to you on this webinar is that you're going to learn exactly how you can get quality books of your own created in 2 weeks or less for $250 or less. So if this sounds good to you, type in yes.
Sounds great to me, and we're getting a lot of yeses too, so this is excellent.
Okay. Beautiful, awesome. I'm seeing them now. That gets me energized when I know people are excited.
I'm not sure you need more energy, but you're doing great.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Each step of the 10-step process is very important, and it's going to have major impact on how well your book does. But niche selection is one of the most crucial. So the first step we're going to talk about is niche selection. And as I said, it's a 10-step system, but if you pick the wrong niche, then if you do all the other 9 steps, then you're just wasting your time. So I'm going to really drill in with you and help you figure out how to pick the best niches. So I'm going to show you here in real time how I do it. So we're going to get off the PowerPoint and into Amazon. Okay. So how I find niches is I like to dig into the bestsellers and basically not reinvent the wheel, but see what people are buying. So I just go over to Kindle and then Kindle Books, and then I go to Kindle Bestsellers. And then I drill into each of the categories. So for example, we'll click into Arts and Photography. And then I use an example I was just teaching about, so I'll use the same example. Click on Photography is the one that I randomly picked, and then Digital Photography. And so here you see all the different bestsellers in this specific category. So what I do is I like to look at the top couple ones. So I see here I have Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 4, DSLR book, Digital Photography book 1, and I take note of that. And then I look through the rest of the bestsellers just on the first page, and I see if there's any patterns. Like, am I seeing anything else about Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 4? Am I seeing anything else about DSLR? So we'll just take a quick look and see. Because if we do, and there's multiple bestsellers for a specific category, I mean, that just shows that this is a really hot niche. And so I'm not seeing anything yet, so I don't know how these niches are going to do. So the next step is to go through and look. So first thing we're going to look at is the Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 4. So I'm just going to open that book. And what I want to look at is the bestseller ranking first. So I scroll down here, and you can see here Amazon bestseller ranking 8,271. Now, I have a chart that shows that 8,000 is probably selling about 50 copies a day. And I like to get in niches that have at least one that is in the top 10 to 20,000 bestseller ranking. And so what the bestseller ranking is it talks about, like, the #1 book is the #1 most sold book. 8,271 means it's the 8,271st most popular book. So if we get something in the top 10 to 20,000, then we're looking good. And so now I'm going to see Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 4. I'm going to look and see at more books and see what their bestseller rankings are. So I'll just type that into the Kindle store. The first thing that I notice is that there's only 12 results for Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 4, which is awesome. If this is a niche that we can get into that's making money, 12 results, I mean, I'm going to show you can easily get to the top for 12 results. So we've already looked at that one, and that one has a really great ranking. So let's just open a couple more now and see what we find. Now, normally I would go through all 10 of them, but I'll just show you 4 now so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, this one's 57,801, so it's doing okay. I mean, if you look at the chart, it's probably about 11 copies a day, but I like to have the top 50,000 for at least a couple more. So let's see here. 100,000, that's not so good.
Rachel, where did you get your chart that is giving you that information?
It's based on just research that I've had and then that I've done, and then also talking to other people. I mastermind a lot with Kindle authors that they've said too.
Okay, so you built this chart for yourself, is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Oh, well, I've in that course, the Ultimate Kindle course that I'm working on, so I posted there for my students as well.
Okay, good.
Okay, so this one is a rank of 30,449, so that's awesome. That's another one in the top 50,000. That's the one that we just looked at. So let's just look at a couple more, because I want to see if there's 2 that are in the top 50,000, plus we have the one that's in the top 10 or 20,000, and then I'll know that this is a good niche. And this one's 118,000, so that's not that great. This one's 235,000. This one's 245,000. So although there's some decent success for Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 4, I'm not seeing anything that is showing me that this is an awesome niche. So I'm not going to do that one. Now let's check the DSLR one. Now, I don't know anything about photography, by the way. This is just strictly doing the bestseller research, and then if it looks like a good niche, I'll just outsource it, or I'll do some of the things that I'm going to show you later to be able to create the book. So this bestseller ranking is 8,423, so top 10,000, which is great. So let's see what the other books look like. Oops. Get that in there. This one is 96,000, so not top 50,000. This one's 1,215 free in the Kindle store. To be able to break the top 10,000 Kindle is pretty great, so I'm going to count that as one of the good ones. Then let's see what else we can find. Now, the other thing that I'm liking as these are loading is I'm looking, there's books that, like this one has 169 reviews. It's $9.98. This one is 34 reviews. It's $27.49. So you can have a higher priced book in this. It's not all riddled with 99-cent and $2.99 books, which is a really good sign. So we'll scroll down. This one's 223 ranking, 1,000, so that's not good. 34,000, so this is a good sign. So now we've had 2 others besides the first one that was doing really well. And here's another one. Oh, that's the one we looked at. So this is a good niche. So DSLR is something that I would definitely get into. And looking over here, I see 172 results. So anything in the top 500 will show you can easily market your book and get it to the first page of Kindle for keywords. So 172 is super, super easy to rank for. So all signs point to this being a fantastic niche. Check the sound real quick. Okay, good. So that's that. So to recap, the most important niche selection skills. First, you want to ensure that multiple books have high Amazon bestseller rankings. So at least one is in the top 10 to 20,000, and then others, at least 2 others above 50,000. Make sure that you can sell higher price books, because that's where the money is, especially later on when we go to physical books. You're going to be able to make a lot of money with the physical books, so way more than just the initial Kindle sales. Check and see if there are less than 500 results. You can, rank with more than 500 results, but the less than 500 is just such easy, like low-hanging fruit. And then also you want to make sure that it's not a seasonal thing. So do a little bit of research onto the niche and make sure that it's not something where a month from now it's not going to be popular anymore. So again, this is a pure system. So there's no guessing with this, no emotion, no gut checks. You just follow the system. I know for myself, I'm super emotional. I like to go for my intuition, but I teach myself with Kindle. I actually don't even know all of the books that I own. Like people ask me what are all my niches. I don't know because my assistant does a lot of it. She just follows the system and they make money. So if you already have a niche, or if you just picked a niche, like going through my system, then I'm going to show you how you can make sure that your book sells really well. So let's go into Amazon. I'll show you that. Now I'm going to give you another example that I just made a video on so that you can see a really good example. I think it was Simplify. Yeah. Okay, so you would just type in whatever your niche is and put that into Amazon, and then just open the first 10 books. We'll just go through the first 5 for now. And then you just scroll down to the Amazon bestseller ranking. So this one's 9,200. This one is 40,000. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start organizing them in order of what sells the best for the first page. So that was 164. This is 40,000, so that's going to go right here. And then this one is 40,000. Did I open the same one twice? Let's see. Practical ways to simplify your life. Yes, I did. Okay, so we'll close that. Drag that over. And we'll open this one and see what that one's doing. 5,347, and this was 92. Okay, so now that we have this information and we know what the top selling books are for this specific category, what we do is we look and we see if there's any patterns. So for this one, Miss Minimalist, Inspiration to Downsize, Declutter, and Simplify. This one says 7 guiding principles to help anyone declutter their home and life. So what I'm seeing already as a pattern with both of these is they both use the words declutter. So when you write your book, you want to make sure that you have declutter in your book. Now let's see this one. This was the third. Eliminate stress and fatigue through simple living. That one's actually 40,000, so it's not as popular. Let's see if we see any things with the pictures. Nope. Okay, so the theme that I'm seeing here is declutter. I just did this. I think I picked the wrong keyword from the video that I did before, but I did one earlier on the word organization, and I found that the top 3 books all were breaking down like the 21-day guide to organizing, or the 28-day guide to organizing. And so I realized that the day-by-day guides sell the best. So that's just a really quick thing that you can do to make sure you're structuring your book in a way that people are responding well to so that you can make as many sales as possible. Okay, sounds still looking good. Okay, so to recap on that piece, what you would do is you would just type in your main keyword. You would open the first 10 or so listings, sort out by the Amazon bestseller ranking, see if you can find patterns, and then just model after what works. So once you have all that done, then you're ready, you've graduated step 1, and you're ready to go to step 2, which is creating the book. I'm just going to get a quick drink of water here. Okay, so we're going to go over 3 different ways to create books. I know that there's different people here tonight that have all different kinds of situations, and so I wanted to give a way for everybody to be able to create a book in 2 weeks or less. And most of the, actually all the methods I'm giving you, you could create the book in a week or less, or even a couple days, but I'm going to say 2 weeks to give you some padding, and then for under $250. So the first method is, if you need to write the book yourself or you want to create it yourself, maybe it's something you don't want to outsource because perhaps you have specialized knowledge, or it's just something you feel like needs to come from you. Like, for example, I have a book, Never Have a Bad Day Again, that I'm writing now, and I just really feel like it needs to come from me. All my 40 books on Kindle, none of them I ever in, but this one, I feel like it needs to come from me. So for that one, what you would do is you would voice record your book. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can do that easily. The first thing that you want to do is, step 1, is create a 15-minute knock it out of the park outline. So this way you know exactly what you want to talk about, and you don't have to worry about like going all over the place. So the first thing that you would do is you would just type in your niche on Amazon. Then you would just go through and click the Look Inside button for the top 10 sellers in your niche. Now this book is actually one of my students, so I wanted to feature her. She has a great book. And then you would just look at the top 10 table of contents for each of those books. So you would mark down whatever you keep seeing coming up, or if there's anything that you think would add value to your book, just write it down, put it in your notebook, and then just get ideas for what to put in your table of contents. Then you would check out the reviews for each of those books. So mark down if people were saying they liked certain elements of books or they wish they had other things that they could add, mark that all down. Then you just make an outline incorporating what other people had, what the review said, and then any ideas that you had. So it's a really great way to just not reinvent the wheel, just take what's already selling and doing really well and come up with an outline that's going to do better than everybody else's because you're just taking the best. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to just go through and voice record your book. So what I do is I use Audacity. It's audacity.sourceforge.net. It's free. It works on Macs. It works on PCs. If you're a tech dunce like I am, it works. It's super easy to use. And then all you would do is just take your outline and speak everything that you want to say. So straight from the outline, just say whatever you want. Don't worry about getting it perfect. Just word dump everything that you want to say. Now I found like 2 hours, it's probably about 150-ish pages, which is the page length that we're going for. And of course, depending on if you speak fast or slow, it's going to change, but it's not a lot of time at all. You can get a lot of content out. And then you just save your recording as an MP3. Next thing you're doing is just send your MP3 off to a transcriber. So you could either get it transcribed and edit it yourself if you want to save money, which would then make everything really, really inexpensive. And you can pay as low as $20 an hour for transcription. I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. $20 per audio hour. Or version 2, you can hire a transcriptionist and a cleaner-upper. So that's somebody who would go through and transcribe and then take all of your words and make it into sense and make it into book format. And so 2 people that I think are fantastic for this, I use them. With Tara, I use all the time. The other girl is phenomenal. Tara at transcription-team.com or transcriptdiva@gmail.com. I'm giving you my resources so that you can make this as simple as possible for yourself. You would just hire them, and then it would be super, super simple. So to recap, for doing the voice recording, step 1, you would just make your outline. Step 2, you would voice record your book. Step 3, send to a transcriptionist. And then optional, depending on if you outsource it or not, you would proofread it. And then that's it. The whole thing is going to take you 2 hours or so to record, 5 minutes to send off to a transcriber, either no time to clean up if you outsource or a few hours worth of proofreading. So it gets you a quality book within a few hours that's going to cost you less than $250. So, you guys like that? You're ready for method number 2. Type in yes.
That was a lot already. I was pretty impressed with that already. So method 2 should be great.
I hope so. I think it's great.
Well, you've got a lot of people wanting to see it, so we've got a lot of yeses.
Great. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you're engaging and you're having fun. And I know I talk fast, but the good thing is it keeps you glued to this, because I know otherwise it's easy to get distracted. All right. So next method. This is if you either have an existing audience or if you can access one easily. So maybe there's an expert you can work with or one of your friends or someone that has an audience and is happy to go in with you and create a book. So what you do for this one is you hold a contest so that you can get your book content for free. So the first thing that you're going to do is decide on the theme of your book. Some of the examples you could do, like how would you get 10,000 visitors to a blog in 30 days? Maybe how would you get 1 million YouTube views? How would you invest $1,000 and turn it into $5,000? You can see here there's a bunch of different ones, but just decide on whatever your audience is about and however you can make a book that would do well, and also take into consideration what we talked about before by looking at the books that were selling well. Okay, great. Just gonna pour a little water. Awesome. Okay, so the next step is you're gonna decide on your prize. So if you have a budget to make a prize, you want to pick an iPad or whatever, that's great. You can also do free prizes. So you can offer like personal coaching, free information products, time with you, exposure in your book, joint venture opportunities, whatever. The next step you're going to do after you pick your prize is just announce the contest to your audience. So you're more than welcome to use this script. It works. Basically, you would just say something like, and on Facebook or to your list, exciting news. I'm holding a contest about niche here. This is your chance to win whatever prize you choose, plus get published in a book you can show your friends. All you need to qualify is submit a 3 to 5 page story about whatever your book is. Specifically, you write 3 to 5 pages about whatever your book is. I'll go through all the entries and select the top 12. Each of those top 12 will be featured in my upcoming book, so you'll literally be a published author. And when the person book readers choose as having the best submission will win whatever prize, and then the person, book readers choose as having the best submission will win the prize, plus the glory and the back bragging rights. To enter the contest, simply write your 3 to 5 page long submission and send it to your email by due date. I intentionally made this very easy, 3 to 5 pages, so you can create your entry in an afternoon's time. I can't wait to see your responses. And so why applicants join this, number one, is they get recognition. Being in a book is a big deal to a lot of people. To us, it might not be that big of a deal, but I remember the first time I had a book, I casually mentioned it on Facebook. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And I remember at the time I was living in California, my mom's in Pennsylvania, and she hated me living across the country. And she was just livid with me, livid that I had a book and I didn't tell her. She thought it was this big deal. She wouldn't speak to me for like a day, which is a big deal for her, because people just think books are such a big deal. And so you get to ride that when you're doing the contest. And plus, you're sharing how easy it is. You're talking about how it's just going to take an afternoon. It's just a couple of pages, no big deal. And you're also giving people a deadline. People like to move quickly. People move quickly according to deadlines. So that's why they do it. And then why it works for you is you're going to publish the 12 best entries. And I've actually, I do probably 20 entries now, so you can have bigger books. And then, so not only will you get really great entries, but I think the extra genius part about this is that readers are going to select the winner. So you're going to have all these different people going through all the people that are featured in the book, your best of the best content. They're going to be going through and telling all their audience, all their friends, to buy the book and vote for them. So now you're getting an army of people promoting your book for you. They've written your content for you. All you've had to do is give this prize, and you get free content that people work their butts off for. So your next step after you get the entries is you're going to either edit them yourself or hire it out. So here are my proofreaders of choice. They're all fantastic. Allison, Christina, or Jill, let them know that I gave you their information, and they'll give you a good deal. So let's recap on this one. Step 1, you're going to decide on the theme of your book. Step 2, you're going to decide on your prize. Step 3, you announce it to your audience. Step 4, you edit the entries. Then you have a book. So this whole thing is going to take an hour or less to do steps 1 through 3. It's literally just copying and pasting the template that I give you, post it, get the entries in. Then it's going to take either a couple hours for you to pick and edit the best entries, or 5 minutes to just hand it off to a proofreader. And then again, here you go with a quality book within a few hours that's going to cost you less than $250. It's all original content too, no PLR or anything like that. So that's number 2. Hope you guys liked it. And if you're ready for number 3, let me know.
You could do like 10 tonight if you want, Rachel. These are great.
I'm glad you're liking it. Let me get some more water real quick.
So we're getting a bunch of yeses. People are really digging this, so keep it going.
Good, good, good. So happy to hear it. Okay, so next method is if you don't have an audience yet, you don't care about writing the book yourself, and you need content on the cheap. So what this is, it's basically you go to Craigslist, you're going to mine Craigslist and find people who would love to give you content. So first step, again, is decide on the theme of your book. Now, you're going to be interviewing people on Craigslist. So some of the things, maybe something like people who've had experience with the paleo diet, maybe people who survived World War II, how do gluten-free diets work in the real world, maybe a compilation of the best organizational tips, photography tips from professionals. You can find photographers, whatever you want to write a book about after you've done the niche research that we already talked about. So step 2 is to post on Craigslist and find people who want to be interviewed. So you're going to go right to the etc. section. And please feel free to just take the script and use it. Subject, looking to conduct interviews about whatever. Hello, I'm looking for people to interview about blank. If you have stories, advice, or input about blank, then respond to this post with the following subject line, Craigslist interview. Also, please be sure to include your name and the best address and/or phone number to reach you at. This is a paid opportunity. You will be paid $20 for a 30-minute interview via phone or Skype. Your name and likeness will remain totally anonymous. Serious inquiries only, please. If you don't include the aforementioned information in your reply, you will not be considered. So why would people respond to you? Well, first of all, we worded it in a way where they're not going to think that you're being scammed or anything like that. You talked about the price. You used a nice big word, aforementioned. and the thing is, people are on Craigslist. They're looking for jobs. And now they get to talk about themselves and get paid. For example, if you do the paleo diet one, you say, I'd like to talk with you about your experiences with the paleo diet. They're thinking, I get to talk about myself, and then I get paid? You know, that's awesome. And it's a fun, easy way to create a quick $20 while people are going through their job search. And they think it might even make an interesting story, right? So they do it. It's $20, quick work. And for you, here you get tons of people responding, so you can choose from amongst the best applicants, especially if you pick a niche that's kind of wider. All you have to do is come up with a standard template of questions, unless you like talking to people, just being present at the top of your head. But you'll get multiple entries. And then you're going to get very, very cheap content from all kinds of people. So this way, you can even make a book where you just interview people, use the template, and then just have the transcripts as your book. And you're giving really good content, real-world information from real-world people who use it. So your next step, you would come up with an interview template. So that's optional. If you would rather just talk extemporaneously, go for it. Then you want to hold the interviews and then record them. So you would hold the interviews if you want to use like Pamela. It's a recording tool for Skype. This way you just download that, use Skype, have your interviews. Next step, you're going to go get the interviews transcribed. So you can have, this is Fiverr.com, Fiverr with 2 R's. I did a search for transcription and then I sorted by ratings. And I see here too, 15 minutes of audio for $5. So that's $20 for every hour. And if your interviews are half an hour, which is what we put in the ad, that's $10 per interview. So let's say you do 20 interviews, that's only $200. But you don't even need 20. But it's really inexpensive. So next step, you're going to clean them up or hire someone to do so. I've already showed you some phenomenal proofreaders, so just hire them. They work real quick. And that's it. So to recap, step 1, you're going to decide on the theme of your book. Step 2, you're going to post on Craigslist and find people who want to be interviewed. Step 3, optional, come up with an interview template. Step 4, hold interviews and record them. Step 5, get the interviews transcribed. And step 6, clean them up or hire someone to do so. So the whole thing is a full day's worth of work, including editing, if you schedule everything in a row, so your interviews are one after the other. You can also outsource it if you want, especially if you just do the template. It's going to cost, say, $100 or so for your interviews to be transcribed on Fiverr. Well, depending, I mean, it could be the 200 like we talked about, depending on however many interviews you want to do, and then another 100 or so depending on length for proofreading. So if you just go with just a few interviews, let's say $10 per interview, if you go with 10 interviews, the whole thing will be, again, a quality book within a week that's going to cost you less than $250 with real-world experience. So you have a really cool angle for your book as well. So it's that easy. And this whole thing, it's just pure system. You know, you're just coming up with the templates. That's it. So I'd love to know, while I get some more water, if this has been helpful so far.
Well, it's been incredibly enlightening so far. I can see how it can be really productive, and we're getting a lot of people saying that they think it's excellent material and very helpful. Yeah, boy, you're getting a lot of raves here, Rachel. Burning down the house, good. Hagar says. Yep.
Awesome. Yay. Thank you, guys. I'm really, really happy you're liking it. Okay. So glad you guys are liking it so far. And if you're ready for steps number 3 through number 10 in the system, type in yes. I'm really enjoying the yeses. I've got to say, it helps. Okay, cool. Oh, I see a zillion yeses here. Perfect. Okay. So you already have steps number 1 and 2, as you know, choose a profitable niche and then write a quality book. And there's many more ways than the 3 I've shown you. David said do 10. I could do 10. I have a bunch of different ways. So in a moment, I'm going to show you steps 3 through 10. And since we only have an hour together right now, I don't have time to explain all of them to you in depth. So I'm going to have an offer for you that will explain steps number 3 through number 10 crystal clear to you, so you can make real money with Kindle and you can just follow the system. Now, whether or not you decide to invest in yourself, you're still going to want to pay attention to every word, because 99% of people don't know the entire system, and it makes all the difference. A lot of people stop at number 7 or number 8, and you definitely want to make sure you get the entire system. So, as I tell you about the system, the course that I'm going to talk to you about, the offer that I'm going to make is a course that I'm working on called the Ultimate Kindle Course. Now, don't go into your browser and look that up yet, because the price that you're going to get is way cheaper than what's on the main page. But as I tell you about the system, I'm also going to tell you what's inside the Ultimate Kindle Course so that you can learn just what's going to be in there. So let's get started. Step number 3. After you finish writing your book, you want to add in the ninja elements to build up your list and make money on the back end. So the pictures here on the side are just screenshots that I've taken from the course. And so the things that you would add before you upload, first of all, there's things that you would do to make sure that you're building your list. Because, again, royalties from your book are one thing, but you want to make sure that you are building a list and you're able to make more money on the back end. So there's things that I teach in the course that will show you not only how to build your list from people who buy and read your book, but also build a list from people that are just on Amazon and might not ever buy your book. This is a really, really cool trick that I've been using that's been helping a lot. There's also a kind of look inside trick that I use where people will click look inside and then they'll be persuaded to buy your book. So you can start getting people who might be on the fence about your book to get them to purchase. And then also a script that I use to get more reviews for the book, because as you know, the more reviews that books have, especially the more positive reviews, the more sales that you're able to make. Step number 4 in the process is you want to make sure you get a sales-getting cover. So those make a big difference. Everyone says, you know, don't judge a book by its cover, but people do. And you want to make sure that you have a cover that's really attractive and does well. The next one is you want to make sure that you upload your book with correct formatting, and this is really, really important. I know one of my first books, I thought that I had the formatting great, and I went through and it was doing really well for a while, and then I just started getting like an onslaught of negative reviews from people saying it looks bad on Kindle. So make sure that you're taking the steps to make sure your formatting is correct. Next, And now you're going to see that the picture here is not exactly correlating to the step-by-step system that I give you, because in this course I over-deliver and I give more than this system. I want to make sure you have everything you can possibly do. So step number 6 is to get lots of legitimate positive reviews. And when I say legitimate, I mean it's terrible to go and get these paid reviews. If Amazon catches you, you get in trouble. So the course talks about different ways where you can get positive reviews, you can reach top reviewers, and different things you can do to start building up, 10, 20, 50 positive reviews from people that actually want to go through your book and leave good reviews. The next step is to market your book. So the Ultimate Kindle course, it goes over how to get to page number 1 on Amazon for whatever keyword you want, how to make sure that you become a best-selling author, how to use your free days the right way, and how to use Goodreads. So if you haven't heard of Goodreads yet, it's a really cool site where there's over 12 million readers on there who love to read. It's like a social network for readers. And the thing is, it is crazy overwhelming to use. I didn't use it for forever because it always frustrated and overwhelmed me. But I finally figured out just the most important things to do so that you can go in there for 10 to 20 minutes a day and just get a lot of leverage, a lot of buyers, and a lot of people who are passionate about your book and are going to leave you reviews. So that's what is included in the course, and that's what you want to make sure that you're doing, because Amazon will definitely give you some sales, but there's just so much more that you can do on your own. And once you start getting other sales on your own, then you get more sales on Amazon, and it's just a really nice flow. Next step, you want to leverage your book. So I was talking about making quality books, like 150-page books that you can make into physical copies, get them into libraries, get them into bookstores, make audiobooks, and there's actually ways, I'll show you how to do all of that, also how to make audiobooks for free. If you're in the United States, there's a really cool way where you can get audiobooks created where all you have to do is split the whatever royalties you make with the audiobook narrator, so you don't have to invest anything. So that's step 8. Step 9 is to make sure that you're making money on the back end. And so what I have in the course is email templates that I've used across many niches where you just build an amazing relationship with people, where you go through and you give them some kind of bonus. We talk about what kind of bonus to do, and then you build great relationship with them. You give them surveys. You find out what they want you to create for them. Before you create it, there's certain things you can do to make sure that they're really willing to pay money for it, because sometimes people say something, but they'll really vote with their wallet. So we figure out how to get them to spend money before you do things. And then we make offers and we make more money. So that's step 9. And then step 10 is just to rinse and repeat and do the whole thing all over again. By this time, you have a money-making book. You've done everything. The course shows you how you can outsource the stuff. So like I said before, I have all these books. I don't know what all my niches are. But it's just a system, so you can just do it over and over again. And so you're in luck right now because I haven't publicized this course yet, so I'm still in beta. And so you're going to get a really, really great deal, not to mention the bonuses. So if you're already sold and you want to get this, I would make sure that you purchase right now so you can get some of the fast action bonuses. But what you're going to get in this course, besides everything I've talked to you about, is I've spent years testing out different books, niches, I've experimented tons of different ways. Sometimes they were just dismal failures. Some of them have been passive income superstar moneymakers. So you're going to get to save years of time, you get all my experience, plus you get the insider tricks of the trade. You're also, I've spent thousands of dollars on different Kindle courses, different webinars, blah, blah, blah. So you get everything in one Kindle Bible. You're going to get all my knowledge wrapped up in one single course. And the course as it is right now is great, and I'm still adding even more to it. So even all those sections that you've seen, there's 15 sections, and then the 10-step system, you're getting all of that in one. I've also got books that are doing really well. So you get to learn from someone who's been in the trenches and can actually show you what's actually working, not just theory. So the entire course down the line is going to be $297. I've seen people that have $297 just on how to get into libraries. So this is a bargain. But because I'm still adding to this, and I want to add more and more, and I haven't done it yet, you're about to get a really big deal. It's a huge, huge deal. You can get everything. You'll become a lifetime member for just $97. So it's less than $100. You get all of it. And as I said, I'm still adding even more. So I think it's a fantastic deal. And you still get bonuses. It's bonus time. I love this picture. It makes me really happy. Okay, first 20 buyers, I'm going to personally critique your book. So I will tell you, if you have a book already, I'll tell you exactly why it's not selling and what you can do to fix it. I have thousands of students, as I've said, so I really know by now what makes a good selling book and what doesn't. So I'll personally critique it. If you don't have a book yet and you want to double check on the niche or how you're going to go with it, how you're going to angle it, let me know. I'll give you my personal time on that too. So whatever you need to make sure you're making money with Kindle, you'll get my time on. For the first 50 buyers, that includes the first 20, you're going to get 30 days of free access into my new software that I'm building. I haven't told anybody about this yet, not even affiliate partners, so you guys are the first ones to know about this. But it's just a ridiculous software. It is awesome. It's going to help you maximize your free days really, really well. So whenever you have your book for free, this is just going to supercharge you, which is going to, like, after you get a ton of free downloads, that rides over where you get a bunch of paid downloads. So you get that, and you'll get just everything you need to follow the system and just do awesome with Kindle. It's really, really cool. Get more reviews, all of it. And then for everybody, because we're still in beta, you're going to get into this insiders Facebook group that I have right now. So you get to go through the course, and then if you have any questions, if there's any reason you're not 100% sure, like what the next step is, or what you have to do to become a money-making Kindle author, then you would just post in there. You're going to get extra support from me. I am committed to this being just the most epic Kindle Bible ever. And so you ask your questions, I'll put them in there. You're getting my one-on-one time, which is not something I do. So to get all that, you would just head to nams.ws/ultimate. And I'm checking my phone. I already see that there's sales coming in. So that's awesome.
So we have a question from Stephen here, who said he tried to buy, but it said he was already a member. He has your book Monopoly course. So is this on the same platform? Is he going to have issues because he's a book Monopoly guy?
No, he should still be able to purchase. Did he go through the order process? Or he couldn't even buy?
He said that when he tried to create an account, he said that it was already a member. So should he log in, and would he still be able to buy through that if he already has an account there already?
He should still be able to create an account, but because we're in beta and you guys are getting your special deal, there might be some glitches. So please just shoot an email to rachelreports@gmail.com.
rachelreports@gmail.com. rachelreports@gmail.com. Okay, good.
Yep.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm glad you asked. And that's actually it. So right now I am totally open to Q&A. Any questions you have about what I presented?
Well,
questions about the offer?
I can't wait to shut this down so I can go buy this myself. Sorry. So I'm really excited about this because I think it's a great opportunity here for everybody who wants to publish on Kindle. And I'm really excited to get this myself because the way you're teaching this step-by-step just looks awesome. So it's nams.ws/ultimate, ULTIMATE, and check your sound while I go look up the questions. I think we have a few questions here as well. Let's see. People want to know if they're going to get the PDFs with this, and I told them yes, they're going to get the PDF of this slide presentation tomorrow with the replay, so they'll have that list of people that you listed in there. Joan asked, when you have completed the process of each interview, do you send it to the interviewees for them to approve?
No, I don't. Oh, and I don't send it to the interviewees. It's just about, I have the content now, so I have my proofreaders do it. I think that's the easiest way to go. I don't want back and forth. I don't want them to say, oh, change that or whatever. I tell them it's totally anonymous, and once the interview's done, we're done. If you decide that you want to tell them about the book later on, maybe they'll sell it for you. That's your prerogative. But no, don't slow down the process at all. I'm all about making it fast and easy.
Okay, good.
And I'm going to just type in, oh no, you've already done it. Great. The link for everyone.
I did, a bunch of times, yep. I'm going to put it in again, and that was nams.ws/ultimate, ULTIMATE, nams.ws/ultimate.
Beautiful. And I have to say real quick, because I'm seeing a bunch of sales flying in, that for the people on the replay, we'll just half the bonuses. I want to make it fair to you. So for for the first 10 people who listen to the replay, you'll get the first 20 bonus, and then the first 25 will get the first 50 bonus.
Okay. And let's see. Gayla says she just bought, but it says my email is already in the system. Not sure how to complete the registration. Gayla, you just have to send to Rachel Reports at gmail.com.
I'm sorry, I think there's a glitch with people who purchased your book Monopoly. So just, email Rachel Reports, and we'll get as soon as this webinar is over, I'll go in and take care of you.
Okay.
If you haven't purchased your book Monopoly, it should be fine.
And Patty wants to know how they will know if they made the bonuses, and I assume that Patty, that Rachel, you're going to reach out to those people and let them know, correct?
Yeah. Oh man, I can log into my PayPal and start calling out people that are definitely in the top 20. I'll just log in while you give me the next.
Okay.
I see so many things in my phone. My iPhone, I have the iPhone 4. It's really slow. I need to upgrade. But I'm seeing so many in here.
Good. And a lot of people have questions about getting into the system, and it looks like Sharon, you're going to have to do the same thing, which is put in your information about to Rachel Reports at gmail.com. She has your book Monopoly as well, which seems to be causing a glitch. And Hagar, I put the link in already. There it is again. It is nams.ws/ultimate. Putting it in for everybody again in the question box and in the chat. Okay. And Rachel, I need to put in your email address. We have several people who are having some trouble getting in there. So it's RACHEL reports, REPORTS at gmail.com.
Yep. Exactly. And for those of you wondering about the bonus, I'll read off everyone who I have so far. Urban Alchemy Wellness, Internexus, Bill Williams, Top Level Marketing Online, Lisa Kelly, John Smithman, Gala Gorman. I'm so glad. You guys are going to love this. Sheila Critchman, The Frugal Sensei, SPED Incorporated, Jocelyn Chonard, Legacy Lifeline LLC, Carol Patterson, Jennings Campbell. So I don't think that's full 20 yet, but we're definitely getting close.
That's pretty amazing. You guys keep after this, because I can see that this is. How am I going to get mine bought in here if you guys take them all? So it's interesting. So Rachel, this is people are loving this. So this has been really good information tonight. I'm so excited about this. The step-by-step process that you went through here was really good. I think people couldn't take notes fast enough, so they're going to be excited to have these PDFs tomorrow. This replay is going to be up for 7 days on the site, and then it goes inside the vault for our members. So if you have any questions in here, pop them into the system. And
I didn't realize it was 7 days, so I'm going to have to change the page. I put 72 hours, but if you do 7 days, I will change that.
Well,
so that's just a note to everyone. Yeah, of course.
Okay, and I'm looking for additional questions. Oh, what is the best way? Gary asked, what is the best way to determine the book price?
So book price is, can you hear me okay?
Yep, just fine.
Great. So I usually like to start lower, and then I just work my way up and see what works best. So if you want to start somewhere super low, like $2.99, see how many sales come in, great. Then just gradually go to $3.99, then $4.99, or just $5.97, different numbers, and then see where the sales step off. But just make sure that when you're doing that, like a $2.99 book that sells 100 copies might sell more copies, but if you're selling 50 at $9, you're making more money. So make sure you're considering that, and also look at whatever your ultimate goal is. So if you have a back end in mind and you're ready to make more money with your books, and you have things and you're just using this as lead generation, then you'd have a lower price than if you were doing something where you were just looking to make a lot of money from just the book.
Okay. And I don't see any more questions at the moment, Rachel. I think we are about there. So, oh wait, one more that came in. Can you find out how many copies a Kindle book has sold on Amazon, or is it just the ranking?
Yeah, absolutely. Inside your KDP account, once you go upload your book, it's kdp.amazon.com. You're going to upload your book, and then there's a section for reports. So you would just go through and you can get your reports based on the last 6 weeks of books sold, or you can do monthly reports. And there's also a really cool website, I think it's called novelrank.com, where you can go and see how other people's books were doing too. So you can just kind of gauge.
Okay, good, good. So let's see, we have a couple more things coming in. John says thank you to me for having you on. So you're welcome, John. I appreciate it. We really like to have people who teach well, and Rachel, you're doing a great job. You know, you guys, if you're not coming to NAMS, and I need to tell you about this, Monday and Tuesday next week, we're having a price rollback for NAMS. We had a price rollback for the membership site this Monday and Tuesday. Next Monday and Tuesday, we're having a price rollback for NAMS. And Rachel is teaching at NAMS this time along with 40 other instructors. So it's going to be pretty exciting at NAMS this time in August. Let's see. Do you use video book trailers for your books? Gary wants to know.
No, I mean, I know that there was just some course about that. I haven't done that because the thing is, especially if you're just maybe down the line, like if you've proven a book is doing great and you have a back end in place and all that stuff, awesome. But if you're going to spend thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars on this book trailer, it doesn't make sense. Like I like to do things where I get the book out there, I'm making money, and then when it's doing well, then I'll consider doing other stuff. I think it's going to get a return on investment. But right now, all the ways that I know how to market, I haven't had a need to justify spending more money.
Okay.
Plus, you can do like short videos on your own books. Let me just change the volume. You can do short videos of your own and upload them into your Amazon Author Central account. So I don't think you need anything super fancy. Oh, and quick congratulations to Nancy Camden. She just came in.
Good. Good. Stephen wants to know, do you have any advice for those people wanting to publish fiction books?
Yeah, so specifically with what? Do you mean like with the Amazon, with the niche research?
I think he's talking about that with the niche research, as well as is it different from having is it a different process from having nonfiction work out there?
Well, excuse me. You do the same thing with the niche research, where you're looking at the bestsellers and you're seeing what is doing well and picking categories from that. A lot of times with the fiction, you have to usually charge a little bit less, so I'd like to do series around that kind of stuff. And also, you need to make sure that you have the fiction, the marketing dialed in really well, because with nonfiction, it might not sell as fast, but it's better long term. Oh, and then the fiction is, so the fiction is just a little bit, you need to have more consistent marketing, so that's where you're going to get on Goodreads and all that stuff.
Okay, great. Ultimately, John is asking a pretty broad question here. He says, ultimately, how much can one Kindle book make? I'll just give you an example before you give your answer that I did a research on a guy who is writing fiction, and he's in the top 100 Kindle books online. He's doing 20 to 30,000 sales a month with his Kindle book. So he's doing all right. Yeah,
and you got to think, like, if you're doing $9.99 book, which is the price point that I really like, you're making 70% on that. You have to pay a little bit of deliverability fees, but that's not really that much. Let's say you're making $6 per book. 40? Did you say 40,000 copies?
20. Let's say 20.
20,000 copies. That's $120,000. Now that's definitely not everybody. It's not even close to everybody. That's the top tier. But I've had the books, making $3,000 a month that I didn't do that much for. And actually, what happened was, how I even got into Kindle was that my ex-business partner and I, Dennis Becker, we were both really competitive, and we were talking about how we were both in these niches. Like I was in meditation and he was in stress, and we both hadn't done anything with them since 2008. We were talking in like 2010 about this. We're like, let's have a contest to see who can make more money with their niche by like 2 months' time or whatever. and whoever loses has to pay the other person $1,000. And so I just did everything I could possibly think of to win. So one of those things was I just threw up my book on Kindle. So I threw up my book on Kindle and I just started making money with it. And I didn't even know anything about Kindle, but that's how it was like, wow, that was the book that started making $3,000 a month. I'm like, okay, if I can make $3,000 a month, I'm going to do more of this. And Dennis was ultimately happy because even though he had to pay me $1,000, we were partners, and so we split all the Kindle income, so he came out ahead.
Great, great. That's a great story. So Connie Green's on here. She says, I love competitive people. Don't we all love competitive people? This is great. It motivates you to get going. And in your case, with Dennis, it was even collaborative. So that's excellent. Okay, well, I think that's it. That's all the questions we have tonight. So, Rachel, you did a great job. I really appreciate it. I'll get the sound evened out in the recording when I do a little work on the some of the editing in here, and we'll get this up tomorrow for folks. And I'm really happy people are taking advantage of this. It is nams.ws/ultimate, and did a great job. And people are saying thank you to you for coming in and teaching all of this. And if you have any last words for Rachel, just go ahead and pop them in. She'd like to hear it.
Totally. And thank you for inviting me. It's great to get to talk to people that I haven't seen before and then just to see familiar faces. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much. We will talk to you soon, Rachel.
Talk to you soon. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.